In the headlines, PDP crisis deepens as Governor Wike insists Ayu must resign as chairman. Flood destroys houses, displaces hundreds in Plateau and Niger State. Suspected masked vandals arrested in Niger State. Away from Nigeria, inspectors arrive Ukraine nuclear plant after shelling causes delay. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining us. Beginning with political matters, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has described the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Iyorchia Ayu, as an arrogant man whose ingratitude cannot take him anywhere. Governor Nyesom Wike spoke on Thursday at the flag-off of a road project at Omerelu in Ikwere local government area of Rivers State. The Rivers State Governor was reacting to the PDP national chairman's statement, which described him and his team as small children who did not know when the party was formed, and Wike described Iyorchia Ayu as an ungrateful and arrogant man who he insisted to become the national chairman of PDP and asked him to resign honorably.
The chairman of a party who wants to win an election, your business is to bring peace to your party. Your business is not to divide your party. Your business is not to show arrogance to your party. Dr. Ayu said we are children. Yes, the children brought you to be chairman of the party. The children brought you from the gutter. The children brought you from the what? Gutter. To make you chairman, it is the children.
Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission will publish the final list of candidates for presidential, Senate and House of Representatives seats on September 20. INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu revealed this at a meeting of experts in Abuja to deliberate on the conduct of next year's general elections in a volatile security environment. Yakubu said that the publication of the final list was in line with Section 32, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act 2022 and the timetable and schedule of activities released by the Commission. This will be followed on October 4th by the publication of the final list of candidates for the governorship and state houses of assembly positions. The INEC chairman also announced that public campaigns by political parties will officially commence on September 28th, appealing to all political parties and candidates to focus on issue-based campaigns. This, he said, will complement efforts of the Commission to ensure transparent elections in which only votes cast by citizens will determine the winner. Heavy rainfall has destroyed many houses in Tudung Osi of Jos North local government area of Plateau State. The heavy downpour, according to residents, started in the afternoon when everyone was going about their normal activities. For more than a decade, the affected community has been experiencing such floods during each rainy season. The report.
The residents are seen packing their belongings after the destruction by the flood. For more than a decade, the affected community has been experiencing the same incident of flooding, with reports indicating many people lost their lives, including homes. More than 100 houses were affected by the flood, with over 50 destroyed. The affected residents said, apart from the building, the rainfall had also destroyed their properties, including clothes, food items, among others. The flood has taken us by surprise. We have never expected it. It has destroyed my house and that of my neighbors. The entire family has lost a lot. It was a very bad situation. If this has happened in the night, it would have been disastrous. We thank Allah that it has happened during the daytime. We are calling on government and other spirited individuals to come to our aid. It was a flood that put us in this situation. That is what Allah has permitted to happen to us. We have no words to say than to seek Allah's help for what has happened to us. I have lost a lot to the incident. The fence of my house has fallen. Some of the victims pray that they don't experience such a disaster, calling on government to help them with building materials to cushion the effect of the incident. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
In a similar vein, several houses and animals worth millions of naira have been washed away by flood on Thursday morning in Kontagora local government area of Niger State. The flood occurred when River Kontagora overflowed its banks due to downpour in the early hours on Thursday. One of the victims, Abdurrashid Suleiman, said that his animals, house and everything in it were washed into the river. He said 2 of his wives and children were taking refuge in his in-laws' houses. Kano State Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje has revoked the title of the land of the collapsed building that claimed the life of rescue workers. The governor, during a visit to the scene on Wednesday, said originally the land should be for a parking space only, as it is too small for shop construction. He directed that the place should be converted to parking space. He added that a technical committee will be instituted to look into the remote and immediate causes of the tragedy. He urged marketers to cooperate with workers who were excavating debris, adding that after excavating the scene properly, government will immediately start providing a befitting parking space. Police in Bauchi have arrested 2 suspected vigilantes for raping a housewife at gunpoint in Dogonrua village in Ningi local government area of the state. Police Public Relations Officer Ahmed Wakil confirmed the incident to Trust TV at the command headquarters in Bauchi. Adamu Imam completes the story.
The police spokesman said detectives attached to Ningi Division received a distress call, after which the 2 suspects were arrested for allegedly raping a wife of one Alhaji Gare. He also confirmed that the 2 suspects conspired to have committed the crime around on August 25th.
On reaching the house of Alhaji Gire, they broke into the room of his wife, where they met the wife sleeping. They approached her on gunpoint and had a carnal knowledge of her. 2 of the principal suspects, Babangida Sule, started on gunpoint, then Lawali Sule as the second. On getting the distress call, the Commissioner of Police, Bauchi State Command CP Umar Mansanda, directed DPO Ningi and his team of detectives swung into action and arrested those 2 culprits, where investigation commenced. The 2 culprits confessed to the crime. Presently, the suspects were here with us, and we're going to charge them to court.
Police have also arrested one Mato Yohana, 27 years of age, for allegedly raping a 3-year-old girl in Jimbin village of Ganjua local government area, which all of the suspects confessed to the crime. We had argument on whether to rape her or not, but I decided I went first, and then my partner did it after me. We were holding them guns at that time, and surely we have committed the crime, and we regretted our actions after we were apprehended by the police. My work as vigilante is to help reduce crime, but I mistakenly committed the crime. Initially, we went to arrest the victim's husband, but we couldn't get him. Then we saw his wife and she attracted us. We did the thing with her consent. Though she saw us carrying our den guns, maybe that is why she agreed. I'm Mato Yohana, 22 years of age. I raped a 3-year-old baby girl. It was an accident, though I am ignorant of the law that raping is a crime. The victims were taken to the General Hospital Ningi for medical examination. Adamu Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Niger State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has intercepted a truck loaded with scraps suspected to be defunct Nitel mast and other items that are alleged to have been vandalized. The command's public relations officer, Nasser Abdullahi, said 55-year-old Gali Abdullahi, a native of Gezawa local government area of Kano State, and the driver of the truck were arrested on Sunday by the Niger State Command's anti-vandal squad on Abuja-Kaduna Road while conveying the materials from Asokoro, Abuja to Kano. He said the suspect admitted during investigation to have decommissioned a mast belonging to the defunct Nitel at Asokoro, Abuja on the order of his master, one A.A. Kadir, a Kano-based businessman who claimed to have bought the mast from the company through their agent, one Tirmizi. In related development, the command had also impounded 45 jerrycans of 25 liters each containing premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol, from pipeline vandals in Zazaga village, Munya local government area of Niger State. Police in Zamfara State say a notorious kidnapper alleged of various offenses ranging from armed robbery, illegal possession of prohibited firearms, and gun running has been arrested. According to the police, the suspect, who is an ex-serviceman, was intercepted along Abuja-Kaduna Highway. The report.
The suspect, a 41-year-old ex-serviceman Said Lawal, was arrested by the police with one AK-47 rifle and one AK-49 rifle. Other items recovered from the suspected kidnapper were 200 7.6mm rounds of live ammunition, 501 7.62 by 51mm rounds of general-purpose machine gun, GPMG, live ammunition, and 8 empty magazines. The Zamfara State Police Command Public Relations Officer PPRO Superintendent Muhammad Shehu, who paraded the suspect, said the alleged kidnapper specializes in armed robbery, kidnapping, and gun running. He said the suspect is one of the notorious kidnappers who have for long been disturbing the peace and security of Zamfara and neighboring Katsina, Kaduna, Niger, Kebbi, and Sokoto states. The PPRO said police tactical and escort team attached to the commissioner acted on intelligence report that led to the arrest of the suspect, who was an ex-service personnel of the Nigeria Army attached to 73 Battalion Janguza Army Barracks, Kano.
Police tactical/escort team attached to the Commissioner of Police, Zamfara State Police Command CP Kola Yusuf, PSC, acted on actionable intelligence that led to the arrest of the above-named suspect, who was an ex-service personnel of the Nigerian Army attached to 73 Battalion Janguza Army Barracks, Kano. The suspect was intercepted with a Pontiac Vibe vehicle with registration number KRD 686CY Lagos along Abuja-Kaduna en route Zamfara.
The police said the suspect had, in the course of interrogation, confessed that he was to convey the said exhibits to his customer in Zapa local government area of Zamfara State.
In the course of interrogation, the suspect confessed that he was to convey the said exhibit from local government area of Nasarawa State to his customer, Wandogo Hamza M. Bacha village in Zapa local government area of Zamfara State.
The suspect further confessed that he had previously supplied the same consignment to his other customers in Kaduna, Katsina, Niger, and Kebbi states. The PPRO said police operatives are currently conducting discreet investigation with a view to arresting his associates.
Insecurity in Nigeria is a recurring phenomenon that threatens the well-being of its citizens. The unprecedented wave of different but overlapping security crises in the country made communities to come up with ways to protect themselves. Musa Luka reports on how some communities are constructing street gates to ensure safety.
Construction of street gates within the communities is now becoming a common thing within the federal capital, as the nation's capital has been facing some security challenges recently. This, however, necessitated some communities within the city to resolve to using street gates. A security guard who spoke with Trust TV said it is important to have such gates in communities, going by the dwindling security situation in the country. He said they interrogate every person going in and out, adding that every car passing through the gate also be checked through.
They're starting work around 6 o'clock. They look any motor, there's movement for inside here, so that if the night don't do around 11 o'clock, they come check inside motor whether they don't carry bad thing or they never carry bad thing, they check it. They allow them enter inside.
Some residents within the community also explain that though the government is trying to curtail security breaches, it is also part of their responsibility to ensure their safety, as security issues is everybody's business.
We mounted this gate because of the issue of insecurity we have in this street. So the people around the streets came together to discuss on how to erect a toll gate here so we can put some security personnel here that can help us watch the streets.
Beside the gate that they have here, we have security personnel that are patrolling. We will always like to say government, 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 government. But actually, people are the government. And as such, we don't need to say government must do everything for us. We need to look our side and see what we can do on our own to support the government.
The idea of this security gate came about as a result of insecurity, reported in most of the estate within Gwarimpa. So most of the people around decided to introduce this gate as a means of securing their immediate environment. As you can see, there are about 4 entrances within this community. So all the major entrances have been secured with this fence.
Being security conscious is everybody's responsibility, and to report suspicious persons and objects to concerned authority, citizens are thereby encouraged to play their part. Musa Luka, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at the menace of street hawking. Details of this and more after the break. Welcome back. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Here is a reminder of our top stories. PDP crisis deepens as Governor Wike insists Ayu must resign as chairman. Flood destroys houses, displaces hundreds in Plateau and Niger State. In other news, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has arrested Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Olakunle Oluomo, at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. Oluomo was arrested over allegations bordering on financial crimes. A staff member of the Assembly who pleaded anonymity said the Speaker was picked up Thursday morning at the Murtala Mohammed Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, by operatives following a tip-off. Reports say that Oluomo has been on the wanted list of the Commission following his failure to honor EFCC invitation several times. He and some others are accused of forging signatures and financial documents of the Assembly. Experts have described street hawking by minors as a vivid picture of child neglect and exploitation by parents and agents who push young children into what has for them become a business for not only survival but also for material gains. In this report, Trust TV's Kabir Lawal takes a look at the street hawking, especially between the age group of 8 and 15 years in the Federal Capital Territory. The report.
The phenomenon of street hawking has considerably increased throughout the world and most especially in Nigeria. Every year, millions of individuals, mostly female, are forced to submit to servitude. In urban cities where the business is commonly believed to be poverty-motivated thrives, children and women, who are the major role players, face different risks, especially rape, accident, ritual activities, as well as loss of education opportunities. However, parents have been cautioned to desist from sending their wards street hawking, as it is against the Child Rights Act, which has been domesticated in more than 30 states of the Federation.
The economic situation is really dwindling and is going down, and which is also contributing to making a lot of parents send their kids out on the street. But I would say on the part of the government, they really have a major role to play because they are the guardian of these children. If we have better laws in place that protects the Child Act and that has strict punishments to those who default these laws, I believe it can go a long way to curbing this issue.
However, parents decreed the lack of employment and economic hardship as some of the reasons why they indulge their wards in street hawking to be able to put food on the table. They made desperate plea to government to regulate the rising inflation currently in the country.
Kids should be in school. They shouldn't be seen hawking at about this time of the day. Even if they have to do it, it shouldn't be during school hours. Yeah, I understand this is summer, but I mean, the government should do something about it. Ensure kids go to school.
I think being government now develop interest in this Nigerians individual and creating job opportunity. All this one will not continue.
Government is at the center of it all because without the government, there's nothing the masses can do. Without a strong law in place, there's nothing that can be done. And then you see some children who are on the street. Some of them don't even have parents. How are such children supposed to survive? I feel like the government should make provision, maybe in its budget, that caters for such kids.
Some of the underage children that spoke to our correspondent said the economic situation of the country has made them come out to sell things on street, adding that most of the time their teachers are not available in the school. My parents are not here, but I stay with my uncle, and he has been of help to me. Most time our teachers in the village are not there when we're in school, which made it very difficult for us to learn. My parents are not rich. We have to keep food on the table for ourselves. And I have no option than to arm out and help my parents despite the economic situation. Street hawking is a universal phenomenon which requires urgent attention from all and sundry as it distorts child's development and government policies. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Tobacco multinational corporations in Nigeria and across Africa are contributing significantly to illicit financial flows in the continent through tax avoidance and evasion. This is according to a new report titled Tobacco Industry and Illicit Financial Flows in Africa, conducted by the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, CISLAC, in collaboration with Tax Justice Network Africa. The document focused on spotlighting the extent of the tobacco industry's involvement in tax avoidance and evasion in Africa. Trust TV's Sagir Ibrahim has more.
Some of the findings of the report released by the Tax Justice Reform Network in collaboration with the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, CISLAC, indicated that tobacco companies across Africa have devised new ways to evade tax remittance.
Some of them, they are working with some unpatriotic government officials across Africa to get tax relief, tax waiver, instead of taxing them to pay appropriate taxes that can be used for the development.
The tobacco industry overall, globally, particularly also in the continent, are finding ways of reducing their corporate income tax by managing the prices, underreporting the prices of the imports that they make, and therefore reducing significantly the profits that they declare to the tax authorities.
The report aims to expose common tax avoidance and evasion strategies employed by the tobacco industry in Africa, and to highlight common tax incentives and other forms of preferential treatment extended to tobacco companies and its subsidiaries between 2010 and 2021.
Our continent has continued to suffer the consequences of corruption as a result of illicit financial outflow, as well as tax evasion, tax avoidance, and corrupting public officials so that they can have their way. This is why we think it is important that we work closely with the relevant government to provide alternative to even those farmers who are actually producing the tobacco on behalf of this company, because they are not even paying them reasonable amount.
The project that we are working on brings together 5 organizations from across the continent, from Nigeria, from Zambia, from Senegal, from Kenya, among other countries, and DRC particularly. We find that particularly due to the pressure from the tobacco companies that hold a very, very strong power in terms of influencing policies in our different countries, effort by governments to introduce or raise the tobacco taxes receives many a times huge resistance.
The study, which aims to provide a better understanding of the manipulative practices of the tobacco industry to maximize its profit margins while shortchanging African countries, is expected to serve as an advocacy tool for civil society and tobacco control communities, and also guide policymakers to profile comprehensive strategies to mitigate illicit financial flows through the tobacco industry in Africa. Sagir Ibrahim reporting for Trust TV.
And away from Nigeria, a team of UN experts arrived at Ukraine's Zaporizhia atomic plant complex on Thursday to assess the risk of a radiation disaster after being delayed several hours by shelling near the site. Russia and Ukraine accused each other of trying to sabotage the mission of the International Atomic Energy Agency to the plants in southern central Ukraine, which is controlled by Russian forces but operated by Ukrainian staff. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. Watch more via all our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch us live. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.